Um, okay. Um, have you ever imagined you being in a natural disaster? Like, I know that nobody wants to be in one, but it could happen. And you just imagine a dust storm hit your home, and you wouldn't be able to take a simple walk, or breathe healthy air, or even eat a simple meal. Um, the Dust Bowl was a big dust storm that hit the South and affected people. Like as an American, it's important to know what happened during the Dust Bowl because it is part of our history. This is a picture of what Dust Bowl is. I have always liked learning about historical events. But the Dust Bowl was one that I didn't think that was going to catch my attention, but it did because I found it interesting how the dust storm affected people in many ways. Learning about the Dust Bowl will help us learn more about what happened during that time. First, I will talk about what is a Dust Bowl and an event that happened during the Dust Bowl, which was the Black Blizzard. And second, I will share with you guys how the Dust Bowl affected people and animals. And lastly, I will talk about what the president and the Congress did to try to fix what happened during that time. And I like using pictures. What is the Dust Bowl and the Black Blizzard? First, I will talk about what is the Dust Bowl and the special event about the Black Blizzard. The Dust Bowl was a big storm of dusk. The name says it all. And it affected crops and farms. In an article, the Dust Bowl, which I out there don't know who it is because it didn't say, mentions in the year 1934, the Bureau of Agriculture announced that approximately 35 million acres of formerly cultivated land has essentially been destroyed from cross production. 100 million acres of crops have lost or most of its topsoil. 125 million acres of land and crops are rapidly losing topsoil. This told us that it affected mostly the farmers. And yeah, now I'm talking about the Black Blizzard. A really important event that I consider was the Black Blizzard. The Black Blizzard happened on April 14, 1935. The Black Sunday happened, was the storm called the Black Blizzard. Which it's funny how that Sunday wasn't even dark and scary. It was sunny and cloudy. People were celebrating that there was no dust storms happening. But later on that day, the Black Blizzard happened. Temperatures changed from hot to cold, and the day turned dark. Like basically, it was night again, like out of nowhere. It caused complete blackout. It caused a complete blackout in Armenia, Texas. It was 138 hours of darkness, which is over a month of darkness. They called it the worst dust storm ever. Now I'm going to talk about how it affected the people. Like I mentioned before, it affected the farmers the most because their crops were like just like they messed up. Sue Hook wrote a book called The Dust Bowl, about the Dust Bowl, and in the book it talked about that in 1942, group of workers fought back against this incredibly low prices of milk and produces of farm were really low. They believe that if supply goes down, price should go up. They caused a strike in July 4th. But not only that happened, but also people like were starting to not have jobs and or not even, like I said, they didn't even have to breathe healthy air. They had to migrate to other places. The places that migrated more so California. California people were mad because they were over there looking for jobs and they wanted their jobs. There were no jobs. It got so bad that they had to sleep on their jobs so they won't lose their jobs because they were afraid that somebody else will get it. not only that, they got paid $2.50 a day, and a lot of people died because of the storm, and they didn't have money or for food, or died because of they just weren't inhaling air. The dust bowl, didn't only affect people, but it also affected animals. They affected animals, so people couldn't eat animals, so that they could have died. Yeah, they didn't have lots of, they didn't have, the 6 minutes pigs were slaughtered, and the meat went to waste. Humans have health, didn't have healthy cattle, they were blind, and the storms they went running around in circles. They all died. Now I'm gonna talk about what the Congress and the President did. The Congress did the AA, the Agricultural Adjustment Act, which instead of gave money to the farmers, and the Civilian Conservation Corps, the CCC, helped a lot of workers have jobs in constructions and on the constructions and in planting forests, so like everything can get better. The president was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He did the Emergency Banking Act, which helped people believe in banks again, and the Farmer Banking Acts, which helped the farmers get more 20 millions of mortgage to help farmers force foreclosure. It set up local credit and scores. It is important to learn about the Dust Bowl. It will help us get more informed about what happened during that time. First, I talked about what was the Dust Bowl. Second, I informed you how the Dust Bowl affected people and animals. And lastly, I talked about how the president and the country did to fix it to fix what happened during that time. I know many people think history is boring and might say, why am I even learning this if it happened already? But the Dust Bowl was a big disaster that happened in history, and it's important for us to know it because it can damage and it can happen at any time, and people should know about them.